if it is going to go down the route of point deductions, Man City will find a way to long out the case until the season is finished. And then if they get fined with the point deductions, it will say from the start of the 2019-20 season, you will start on -9 points.
We had some news recently about Birmingham City. Now, in the Championship, they've got a rule about sustainability. You can only lose up to 39 million over a 3-year period. When they're talking about salaries, wages, and transfer fees, etc. Now, Birmingham City lost 37 million in one season alone. So across a 3-year period. Once the
You mean your total net?
Not as a company.
Okay, but you mean like because you have like your. You mean your total profits?
Yeah, total profit.
Okay.
Profit,
I thought you meant like after you paid wages and stuff. If all of that comes to more than 39 million, not including how much money you brought in.
No. All of that. No.
Okay.
Including everything. Yeah, you can only lose up to 39. So they lost 37 million in the 2017-18 season. So of course, by the end of this financial year, which is end of March, they would have lost much more because you're adding that 1 year plus. But that wasn't going to happen at all. So they've been deducted 9 points, which moves them down, I think, about 2 places above the relegation, so 5 points clear of it at the moment. My question is, obviously, the Championship, they've had previous where they had QPR, who they broke FFP regulations. It was a time when they had to pay, where they had a transfer ban, and then they had to pay like a £40 million fine, which is not surprising me, but it's a bit weird because like you're saying, you're losing money, and now you have to pay some more money in the fine. But anyway, they had to do that. I think there was another club. Was it Leeds? No, it wasn't Leeds. Leicester.
Portsmouth.
No, I think it was Leicester. Leicester, who also had to pay a fine as well for their FFP regulations. Since then, they changed the regulations as into the sustainability model, and then this is the first time a club's been deducted points. My question is, obviously, we know that Man City, PSG, they've been investigated by UEFA and the relevant FAs regarding FFP. Of course, Football League rules is different to Premier League and UEFA and Ligue 1 and all that. But are Birmingham really just being, targeted or punished because they're small and it's just Birmingham? Like, could you actually see this happening to a Man City? A Man City going for the title? Would the FA, if they were in a similar position, would they be willing to make such a big call, which is going to affect English football?
No way. No. For me, I think it's funny when he actually said this to me. I thought they were being deducted because of the whole Birmingham Aston Villa Grealish thing. So that was punishment. Okay. I thought that was punishment. Okay, so I didn't know that. But look, everybody knows how this stuff works. The bigger you are, the less likely you are to get punished, and that's just the simple. Like, for how many years have FFP been looking into PSG and Man City? They're not going to do anything because those guys are too powerful. Because seen it with Sepp Blatter, with Platini, and with all these FIFA people. These guys in the higher ups, epic people, they're all corrupt. They're all corrupt. So if all the stuff that happens behind closed doors and everything, say, look, man, I'm just giving you this thing under the table. Look, I'll take care of your family. Chill, man. I'm just giving you that look like that check, and it's good. Birmingham can't give you anything on the table because they don't have that kind of cash and money. So I think that, look, life isn't fair, and football isn't any different. Because if things were fair, we lived in a utopia, then it's like, wait, if you're doing that to Birmingham, my God, I said City haven't done the same thing. PSG haven't. Of course they've done this. Everybody knows it. But we don't live in a fair world. And I reckon that's for PSG and Man City. Their profile is too big. Their brand is too big. They have too much money. And FFP, one of the most useless organizations, don't have the balls to actually be fair and say, nah, Man City, we don't care who you are. We are treating everyone the same.
I disagree, I genuinely disagree. I think it's not the bigger you are, the more likely you are to get out of it. I think it's the bigger you are, you have more like lawyers and people that can advise you in how to get out of the situation. Not because the FA or whoever doesn't have the balls to hit you with the fine or hit you with the point deduction or whatever the punishment's supposed to be. It's because they've generally found a way out. Like for PSG, I think this is their second investigation in however. And I think that at the end of their first investigation, they were given a time period to basically fix the problem. And it was make X amount of money before X deadline and you'll be okay. So all they had to do was ship players out and problem solved. And with Man City, it's not that, because Birmingham City, they were found that they made a loss more than, what was it, 38 million?
Yeah, 39 million.
Yeah, 39 million. So they breached the regulations, whereas Man City actually haven't breached regulations of loss. They've been investigating because the FA, whoever it is, believe that the money that they're getting is actually from the owner.
And financial doping. So they're saying that basically that they're overstating their value and the sponsorship.
So basically,
deals and that kind of stuff.
The money that they're getting from the sponsorship, they're saying that it's basically owned by the owner, and that the owner's giving them the money. They actually haven't made a loss.
But do you think that if they were to get found guilty of financial doping, would the FA? Do you think they would have the balls to make that kind of call? Especially, let's say, obviously Birmingham not in the title race for the championship, but it was securing mid-table, trying to push a bit higher. But they were also like 12 odd points, 9 or 14 points clear of relegation. Man City's top of the table. Let's say they got found guilty right now. Would the FA be willing to deduct them 9 points? Well, practically handing the title to Liverpool in March.
Well. I think if they were found guilty, they would just be given a hefty fine, a very hefty fine. We're talking millions.
Which of course for Man City would probably be nothing.
Yeah, they would just be given. And the reason why I say that is because the rules just state if you make a loss in X period, you're going to get points deducted. But because they actually haven't made the loss, they will argue a case. Okay, yes, we've done financial doping. If they get found guilty, yes, we've done financial doping. But at the end of the day, because we were going off of what our books were saying, and our books were saying that we were cooking. Yeah, so we actually shouldn't get points deducted. They will just get slapped with a fine. Because there actually isn't anything that says in the books that if you are found of doing doping, you get points deducted or you get slapped with a fine or whatever. But then it doesn't state. So why should they get put? They would argue
about it. Why? Of course, they will. Of course, I think even Birmingham, they were at first it was thought that it was going to be a 12-point deduction. They decided 9. But let's say this did happen. Would a points deduction? What would have a bigger impact in terms of making the club and other clubs fix up in terms of financial sustainability? Would they a points deduction or a fine?
No, points deduction for sure.
100 points deduction. But what I think will happen is, if it is going to go down the route of point deductions, Man City will find a way to long out the case until the season is finished. And then if they get fined with the point deductions, it will say from the start of the 2019-20 season you will start on -9 points. And that will be it. If they get hit with there's no way the FA is going to impact this season. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It will be a hefty fine, or they will say next season you're starting on -9 or -12 or whatever. There you go, and they're starting in relegation.
No. I mean, because I just think that for the FA and everything, what matters most to them is the brand, and the key thing to the brand is the title race and the excitement of the title race. This whole thing of let's be fair, and no, what matters most, what generates them this money, what generates them this interest is the brand, and the brand is important, and I want to say the integrity of the brand, but it's but still, just all that matters is just look, let's just keep the title race nice and just so if, as Carl said, if they have done bad, so okay, well, we'll postpone it until the end. But for this season, all eyeballs are watching. Nah, man, let's just leave all that out of there. So,
what I was happy about, obviously, I'm not a Chelsea fan. And if I was a Man United fan, or if I was a Chelsea fan, I shall say, or if it happened to Man United, I might not be. But obviously, Chelsea got hit with a transfer ban for what they did, and for me, it was the right decision because they've been punished before for it with the Gael Kakuta. Do you remember that? Back then? And it's happened again. I think there may have been one in between. I can't remember. But Chelsea obviously appealed to kind of and to delay the ban until the process has been heard, which for me is it's just farcical. What you do is just that if the ban is lifted before the appeal, you just make all your transfer dealings.
That's what they did the last time.
Yeah, that's what they did.
That's why they probably said no, because the last time you did that, and then just signed a law. I'm sure it was the time that they signed Shevchenko.
I can't remember.
damn, that's
I can't remember.
A long time ago.
Well, I know the Gelkuku one was definitely back in those kind of times. I can't remember that period if it coincided with the Shevchenko one. But no, I think Gelkuku was around 2009. Shevchenko he joined what, 2006? Yeah, Shevchenko joined 2006, I think it was. But what they basically said no, we're not going to lift the ban because obviously. We know that Chelsea would just quickly sell players, buy players, and it won't have a proper impact on them. What are you expecting from this Chelsea ban in terms of their going into the future season? Now, we spoke about on the last podcast with Ramona Carl, and I know was it you? I think you were saying it, Carl, that they might get a new manager because if Sarri can't get the best out of these players, and then he doesn't have the capability to then strengthen the squad because obviously there's a ban, then you might as well get a manager who can actually get the best out of the players at disposal. Where do you think Chelsea are going to go if this ban does stay in place? If
this ban does go through, I don't know how Sarri survives, because what was keeping Sarri alive was a new manager coming in, you've got to give him the second summer. Like the first thing is where he's figuring out. A new manager comes in, you just got to get in his place. And everyone has always gives Sarri that play of just give him another summer just to get a few players, replace William, replace Pedro, find a business for Higuain, blah, 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 blah. But if you're saying that there are two transfer bans and he's still got to keep these players, a guy who is just rigid, it makes zero sense to keep him. The smart move and the wise move is find a manager who can work with these players. A manager who can work with these players, can make changes, tactical changes, move guys in and around play. So, yeah, for me, this was the worst thing that could happen to Sarri. And even, they've already been rumours that Roma want to get Sarri.
Actually, I did hear about that.
Yeah, because Roma, they got Ranieri, but now they actually want to get Sarri. So I think for Sarri, I don't know how he... So, if the transfer ban goes through, I don't know how the hell he survives as a manager next season. Because...
he has got one player coming in, though. What's it, Pulisic?
Yeah. Are you expecting, if the ban does go through, are you expecting loan players, all those loan players who have gone out, do you expect them to come through? Do you expect younger players to be given a chance?
But under who? Under who?
If it's under Sarri, do you expect those players to be given a chance?
No, wait. This dude is obsessed with playing the same team. If this guy is manager next season, he's gonna play the same damn team every week. I'll be saying, yes, but this guy they don't they have to learn my. Shut the hell up, man. It's like the guy can't make any changes. So nah. You're saying bring back all of these loan players, which are obviously a lot of young players. This guy doesn't like playing youth. He doesn't believe in youth. He does not impose it. So basically, if let's say I'm like the Chelsea technical director or something, I would find a manager who basically I would actually go into Germany. So I'll look at a Nagelsmann, etc. So I'll look at one of these good German managers and say, come in while recalling all of these alone players in, work with the youth.
Frank Lampard?
Nah, a German. Lampard.
Why German? You got a legend. You've seen what legends do at Premier League clubs. Hashtag Ollie's at the wheel.
Homeboy wasn't at the wheel against Wolves, so there you go.
You're gonna pick the one game.
Look, you guys got walked for 90 minutes plus, so relax.
Retired.
Easy. You got walked by those Wolves, man. No,
Why not Lampard?
Like, for me, Lampard hasn't proven that he can take on the Chelsea job. And I think the whole thing was like, oh no, bring back Lynch. No.
Pep didn't prove that he could take on the Barca job. He just managed a B team in Segunda. Lampard's managing Derby in Segunda, the Championship.
Pep is a very, very particular case. Remember, Solskjaer.
Zidane didn't do anything other than in the Castilla before he went to... All three of them.
These are
I'm going to say all three of them are legends, but Pep Guardiola's not even really a Barca legend. He's a legend now, but as a player, he was a good player. Lampard's a Chelsea legend.
No, but Pep was the guy went through all the ranks, and also he was Cruyff's boy, and he won the Champions League with Barcelona as well. And I think he was captain.
Lampard won a Champions League with Chelsea. I think they're leading Premier League goal scorer probably, or goal scorer of all time actually.
No, but Lampard, I think for me that would be a risk. I think the wisest thing to do, because having to remember Premier League is tough. Premier League ain't La Liga. Premier League this is the toughest league in the world. So I think the smartest thing to do is get a German manager who knows how to work with the youth. Get him and just get him just to record all his players and just say, look, free flowing football, playing with a lot of the young guys, and that's the person to do it. Lampard, I just think that's a risk. Klopp
to Chelsea. He's a German manager, isn't it? What do you want? Joachim Löw.
What?
Let me not say anything.